I heard someone say, it's so crazy how a woman can walk into a room with 10 different guys, showering her with compliments, telling her how beautiful and amazing she is, offering her everything they got, treating her like an absolute queen. Then all of a sudden, there's this 11th guy who simply just walks in, says hi to her, turns his back, and go talks to his boys. And surprisingly, that's the guy the woman will choose.
Let me show y'all who's been making me happy lately.
Few moments later.
Hey y'all, what I think this man really quit his job to stay home and play the game. So if you know, I already been on the verge of just ending this whole relationship because I feel like he literally been slacking on everything that he's supposed to be doing ever since I got the game, right? So now, why he haven't been to work since last week, Thursday, and I'm really trying to figure out, like, what the fuck are you doing? And on top of that, it's already the 28th. Like, rent is due in like 3 days. What are you doing? At this point, to be honest, I'm not even aggravated no more. I'm not even gonna let it bother me. I'm not irritated no more. I'm just really mentally and physically just done with the relationship. Like, it's nothing else for me to give. Keep pouring into somebody's cup and I'm literally receiving nothing every time. Let me know what y'all think. Like, do y'all think I'm wrong? You quit your job to stay home and play a game? Like, I really feel like I'm on an episode of Prank right now. Like, I'm waiting for the cameras to pop out. Like, surprise. Like, cause what? That is the most weirdest shit ever. Like, I just don't get it. Y'all pray for me. Just pray for me, please.
I honestly can't believe this man really quit his job to sit home and play the PS5 all day. When I woke up this morning, I just knew I had to stand on business. I was thinking long and hard all night, like what could I really do to make him feel so uncomfortable that he just get up and leave. I wanted him to believe that I really gave away my apartment, so I started by clearing out the refrigerator and the freezer. I gave all these meats to my homegirl, and then whatever we didn't use in the refrigerator, I went ahead and threw it out. I also had a plan to get the lights temporarily cut off, but my apartment complex did let me know that I wasn't able to do that because then that would be a breach in my lease, which I didn't want to start any conflict with that. This green bowl was some salmon, and if y'all know Nard, y'all know he loves salmon. So his feelings was so hurt when he opened the refrigerator and didn't see that salmon in there anymore. Once I cleaned out the refrigerator, I went ahead to the dumpster and threw out everything that we no longer needed. I went over to Walmart to get some locks to change the locks, but I didn't even have to change them because we ended up having a conversation and he just packed his stuff and left.
Okay, I'm freaking out right now. I'm literally like shaking. I need someone who is in the same time zone as me or just like at least is awake right now to walk me through this because I am absolutely freaking out because of my most dating. Oh my God, I can't even speak. I'm freaking out because of my date last night, and I think he blocked me on everything. So last night I went on a date. I'll post the video after this. I went on a date with this guy, and it was a really good date. Like, it was a really good date. Like, we really hit it off. We went to 2 different bars. We had a great time. It was like really romantic. We had good chemistry. We had a lot of values in common. This guy was like very chill, like cool, calm and collected kind of energy. And like, he's very successful in his life. And like, again, we just like really hit it off. And I was very open with him about like my recent dating experiences that have been not so great. And we talked about just like a lot of different stuff. And I brought him back to my apartment at the end of the night. And when we were here, like, I was open and honest with him about the fact that I post about my dates on TikTok, right? And I know I've heard a variety of opinions about whether or not that's okay. And like, this experience is making me think that I should like stop dating altogether or like stop posting about my dates on TikTok or I don't know what, because we were sitting together and we were just looking through my TikTok and it was fine. Like, I even told him, like, are you okay if I post about our date? Like, we talked about it all and he was totally fine. And I even asked him, like, does it bother you that I've posted about other dates and stuff? And he said no. Like, he was so chill about all of it, right? But like, at this point, I feel like I can't trust anything any guy ever says. Like, literally, I can't. So, sorry, I'm sounding so erratic right now. I'm not making any sense probably, but we were like looking through my TikTok and he was trying to open some of the dating ones. And I was like, don't open those in front of me. That's like awkward. And I was like, you can watch those on your own time. And so even like some of the videos that he was watching, like he had good responses to and whatever. And we had a great evening together. I don't want to say too much because like I'm public on TikTok, but I think adults around can fill in the blanks of the kind of evening that we had. And it was great. And then we had a really nice goodbye, and he was telling me about how we were going to go on a date today to go out to dinner at this like rooftop bar in Ashantashire, and we like definitely confirmed it. Like when we said goodbye, he was like, "Are you definitely still down for dinner tomorrow?" And I said, "Absolutely, are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, definitely." And even like I said, "Text me when you get home," and he texted me when he got home, and we were texting a little bit about some like friend drama that's happening in his life. And so he was like texting me about that, and then I fell asleep at like 3 a.m. And then this morning I woke up, and then around like 10 or 11 a.m. I texted him good morning, and I noticed that my text didn't send. And I noticed that it just has on WhatsApp the one check, not the two that it was delivered. And I was like, that's weird. But at first I thought maybe his phone's dead or something. But then I noticed that his photo's not there. And the only experience I have where the photo's gone on WhatsApp means they blocked you. And so I was like, that's weird. And so then I went on Bumble to see if our match and our conversation was still there, and it's gone. And so he definitely unmatched me. And then I tried to text him, like regular text, and it delivered, but even if someone blocks you, it still delivers a text. And I tried calling him, and it just said line is busy. And so, like, I'm freaking out right now, like, freaking out. What am I doing wrong? Like, should I stop this? Like, really, like, I'm having an existential crisis right now. What am I doing wrong? What possibly could be on my TikTok that would prompt someone to just block me, no questions asked? Like, sincerely, I'm wondering, like, what is so bad on my TikTok that you would see and you would be just instantly done with me, despite the fact that we confirmed we were going on a second date today? Like, I can't handle this anymore. I can't handle this. Like, I need someone to talk me through this. I'm freaking out.
The first time I was struck by the question, why do pretty women like dating losers, I got defensive. No, we don't, I said, stuttering. On second thought, my brain recollected that I have been in relationships with losers in the past. I couldn't deny it. Pretty girls often attract that lot, and it's a shame. It is a shame in the sense that you would think we ought to know one experience with a loser means we know them all, but no. We repeat the same pattern of choice in subsequent relationships. My relationships with losers had a familiar pattern, and yet, I would fall them over and over again. I think it was after I started dating older men that I stopped paying attention to those kinds of men. I mean, it's hard to resist a good-looking guy, but if he has nothing in his brain, that's a big F. I won't lie, good looks still get me one foot in, but if within 30 minutes of our conversation, I spot 2 loser red flags, boy, that foot in will hit the door quicker than my second foot. Speaking of losers, I mean someone who treats people like trash. They have bad manners, have no purpose in life, and they are comfortable being freeloaders. I don't see myself dating a guy who has no vision in life ever again. Those relationships are chaotic, depressing, and an utter waste of time. Just like how pop rapper Nicki Minaj's reputation gets dragged into the mud by her husband, Kenneth, a sex offender. The couple started dating when they were teenagers. They broke it off and reconnected 20 years later before they got married. When you speak of attractive women settling for losses, Nicki and Cardi B aren't far from that list. These women keep making headlines thanks to the embarrassing stories of their husbands. You might think with their money, beauty, and power, they would know how to pick responsible men, but no. These women are sole breadwinners while their husbands are lazy stay-at-home dads who are head-bent on ruining their source of income.
You don't like doing the internet because you talk to and a mother will play in your face over and over and over and over and over again, and she'll be like, watch what I'm about to do, watch what I'm about to say. And it's so sad that like to, this motherfucker really likes to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time, when I'm not the most confident. He likes to play games with me because he knows I'm not an easy girl. He knows yesterday I could have been out, I could have been chilling, I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house. He knows that I'm chilling. He knows I'm not doing the most. And I've really been sparing you. I've really been sparing you. You've been feeling yourself, you because of your album and shit. And you really been doing me dirty after so many years. Not even thank you that I got for your ass. And it's so crazy that I gotta go to the internet because when I tell you something, you don't take it seriously. And I'm so tired of it.
Apologize to you, Cardi. You know I embarrassed you. I made you look crazy. Doing things I ain't had no business I was partaking in.
Like, get the out of here, nigga.
Excuse me? Not Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, cheating on her after she risked her entire career to be with him in the first place. According to reports, Kenneth was caught bringing in a bunch of strippers into their house while Nicki was away on a business trip. As if that wasn't bad enough, his ex-girlfriend, Redbone No, also came out to reveal that Kenneth was never in love with Nicki, and he's just been using her all this time to get his money right and fix all of his legal issues so he can leave her. And baby, it looks like Cardi B is having the last laugh in her feud with Nicki. Cause if y'all remember, Nicki was just clowning Cardi when she was having a mental breakdown over Offset cheating on her. But now she's also getting cheated on with not one, but multiple women in her own house.
They have everything going for them and shouldn't have a hard time finding decent men, yet they choose to stay with men who cheat, humiliate, and abuse them. However, before we outrightly condemn Nicki and Cardi B's husbands, let's not forget that these women are messed up too. Cardi B publicly declared herself mentally unstable when she released a statement saying, "I'm just a crazy bitch." And Nicki is no different. She shares her crazy sides unapologetically in her songs and IG page. But why do pretty women lower their standards for losers? I have tried to wrap my head around this sort of relationship dynamic, and after some research and studying friends in this sort of relationship, I've identified 5 habits that attract beautiful women to losers. It might shock you to believe that we attract who we are. So if you see an attractive woman with a man below her standards, it's possible she too has low standards on the inside. 5 types of women that attract losers. 1. The self-attract bimbo. The simple truth is that losers attract losers. And if the law of magnetic force is correct, then it's no wonder attractive women are drawn to losers. Because we attract who we are and not what we want or need, this explains why attractive women are drawn to men who represent who they are on the inside. So if these fine, polished, and elegant women are settling for men who disrespect them and treat them like trash, then they are disrespectful and trash too. I once had a friend who would take any chance she got to throw shades at me whenever my boyfriend stood me up on a date. "Oh, he's so irresponsible," she would say. "I can't believe you are still talking to that guy when he has refused to introduce you to his parents. What do you mean he's too busy to return your calls?" You get the picture. Normally I would ignore her rants, but that didn't keep her from bad-mouthing my choices. I was in a loop of dating lousy men who contributed the bare minimum. I let them get away with disrespecting me. I had low self-confidence at that time. So if a cute guy chose me as his girlfriend, boy, I would be taking bullshit right and left. And so did this girlfriend of mine. While she was busy robbing my fuck-ups in my face and painting her boyfriend greens and blues, I later found out she was the laundry bag in the relationship. At least, I went for rich fine dudes even though some of them were too stingy to spend a dime on me. Hers were ghettoish guys with no morals. I also found out that all her baby daddies were dead broke and she was their scrubs. You can imagine my disappointment. After my discovery, I stopped being friends with her, and I cut all ties. She had too many fuck-up girl red flags that didn't match my growth mindset. If you are friends with a fuck girl, they tend to drag you to their level. Maybe her bad energy was what attracted the same guys she dated my side. 2. The Martyr Madia. You must have heard of empaths. I have written extensively on how their energy can be good and dangerous for them. Empaths are basically the most humane, compassionate, loving, kind, patient, and understanding human beings I've ever met. They can sacrifice themselves for people they don't even know. Their head is stuck in a save the universe limbo. So when they see someone in need of help, they sweep in like the martyrs they are and solve the person's problem. However, more often empathy are honeypot for abusers. They often stick with losers out of love while the loser takes advantage of their compassionate and kind-hearted nature. They rarely say no even if the situation puts their life in danger. I know some may think empaths and narcissists are a perfect match because of the law opposite attracts, but in reality that is a dysfunctional dynamic. This relationship is not just toxic, it's like poison and will emotionally damage the empath because their feelings are magnified twice more than the rest of us. The empath's nature is to nurture, cherish and comfort anyone but themselves. They can go any length to make sure they don't disappoint people who rely on them. While narcissists are entitled and selfish people who use manipulative tactics to keep others under their control. In other words, empaths and narcissists are like chalk and cheese. The narcissists will destroy every shred of humanity in the empaths until they can't recognize themselves anymore. They will gaslight, love boom, guilt trip, and manipulate the empath to break their spirit before breaking their heart. First, the narcissist comes to the empath as a broken and traumatized person in need of love and healing, and the empath takes it upon themselves to fix the brokenness, not knowing she's in on a trap. So if you are dating a man who is self-absorbed, doesn't sacrifice his time and comfort for you, that's your cue to run for the heels before his claws clinch deep into your skin, releasing his venom at the same time.
Number 3. The Freud Magnet.
It was Sigmund Freud's theory that revealed that our behavior is influenced by unconscious memories, thoughts, and urges. According to Freud, we unconsciously repeat previous habits and behavior whether is good or bad for us. This explains why we tend to repeat relationship patterns because our past keeps playing on a loop in our heads. We can only shut it off if we recognize the repetitive patterns. After dating my narcissistic ex, I noticed every man I dated had the same love pattern. At first, they seemed kind, gentle, understanding and incredibly loving. 2 weeks in, the love booming stopped. They became self-absorbed. I stopped getting their frequent pickups after my shift and started getting queries on why I returned home late, why I never called during lunchtime and why I was slow in replying to their texts. By the 4th week, I was emotionally drained with one accusation after another, why I needed to change something about myself or why I needed to stop being friends with certain people because they were bad for me and our relationship. After 4 or 5 breakups, I thought something was wrong with me. My friends advised me to see a therapist. It was the therapist that convinced me that there was nothing wrong with me, but that I was in a repetitive love limbo. It was at this time that I created my 3-2-1 dating role and I stuck with it till date. When I meet a guy, I would casually date him for 1 week. If he shows no red flags, I will continue dating him for 2 weeks. If he still has his games intact, I will give him 3 months. After 3 months, I would know if we are compatible or not. At this point, I'm ready to go steady if he wants to. However, for the narcissists I have met, their masks swear off after 2 weeks. And when that happens, I walk away from the relationship. I have created strong boundaries to protect my heart from undeserving men. But when I hear women complain about experiencing the same dysfunctional dating cycle, I notice they have loose or no boundaries in their relationships. They see the red flags but ignore them repeatedly. 4. The Machiavellian Ratchet. Do you see those women who act high and mighty but wear tacky makeup? Yes, those ones are usually drawn to losers. These women like dating low-value men so they can feel powerful and in control. People with Machiavellian traits are known to use extreme manipulative tactics to control others. They are ambitious, power-hungry, ruthless, self-centered, egocentric, and untrustworthy. They have the face of an angel and the tail of a serpent. They intentionally seek out men who have nothing going for them and are easy to dominate. These women mask their insecurities behind emotional coldness. They have mastered the art of emotional distancing, aggressiveness, and manipulation. They lack empathy and only keep men to fulfill their sexual needs or to boost their ego. Most times they are highly intelligent women, and if they want something from you, they will exploit any means necessary to get it, and you won't even realize that they led you on. These women have high self-esteem and are confident in getting what they want. But they struggle to identify their true emotions. Being in a relationship with a Machiavellian woman will bring you nothing but pain because they are never wrong and will eventually dump you for someone else. 5. The Fairy Princess. The fairy princess is a naive girl who lives in a fantasy. Her life's mission is to find her prince, get married, and have babies, so she dates anyone with the hope he might be her prince. They love being the stay-at-home wives, the trophy wives, or the submissive girlfriends. Their head is wrapped around the traditional family practices, so they create low boundaries for men. If the princess is in love, she can settle for any man who promises to marry her. The princess acts entitled and believes men should compete and serve her to win her over. They want to be validated and admired because they don't think their life has meaning without a man. However, they attract men who match their level of emotional emptiness. These men only want to sleep with them or keep them as trophy wives. Men who are looking for love and commitment in their relationship won't be attracted to her because of her lazy and entitled mindset. Now you know why you are attracted to fuckboys. Losers can come in disguise when you first meet them, but gradually their toxic essence will begin to show. You need to identify the pattern of behavior that pulls down your boundaries and break free from them unless you want to keep whirling in circles forever. You need to be emotionally aware of what you want before giving your heart, body, money, and time to someone. Make sure you're on the same page and giving equal value to the relationship. If you're not, take some time away from him to rethink your choices and move on.
If you like this video and want to support my channel, please like, subscribe and click the bell icon before you leave. See you next time.